the interpretations that people have done for this show, for the art of coming undone. And we know how busy it is at this party, but we invite you to come back and really look at what the 47 artists have done here. It's such thoughtful, thought-provoking work. Some of it's very humorous, some of it's very touching. But the cherry on top for the gallery and for the artist is that artist Daniel Bellardinelli and his wife, beautiful wife Marianne, flew in to be with us and to see this show. And we would love Daniel just to speak a little bit about his feelings about the show.
Thank you for having me here. Very gracious people, and my wife and I have spent a day and a half here, and really enjoy the city, and we plan to come back probably during the film festival. And I'm really moved by the work that I've seen, the pieces that the artists have made. Blown away by a few. They really got it. They really hit it out of the park, I think. And I think the concept that you came up with was very interesting. And for me, I've never done this before. It's the first time I've ever been the inspiration for a show. It's usually someone that's not alive.
When I contacted Daniel, I said, well, is it Picasso or Bellardinelli?
I like that. That was clever. That was very clever. But I'm very moved, and I love this gallery. It's a beautiful thing that you've created here, and the people are wonderful. So thank you.
Yeah.
Well, again, we do hope that you will come back and take your time with things. We do have some Jaclay prints, and Daniel will personally sign them. They're at the desk. It was just a piece that I found I stumbled on with Instagram, looking at the American Visionary Museum, which is truly, if anyone is near Baltimore, you have to go to it. There's not a museum like this. It's Daniel and I have talked, and it's our favorite museum that we've ever been in. And so it was that through that I discovered Daniel, and then I saw this piece of The Art of Coming Undone, and it just made me laugh. And I just said, there's some real compassion to this piece. And I thought there isn't anybody that, I don't think it cannot relate to that at some point in their life, that they have come undone and had to put themselves together. And the artists seem to really go with that, and you know, from everything from very serious to very seriously funny, you're going to find in here, which is, you know, what art should do, right? It's make you feel something. And you know, we've had people laugh and cry, and I know which piece they're standing at if that's what's happening. You know, we had a group of women that came in the gallery, and I knew they were all together, and explained the show, told them about the pieces, and it turns out that they're part of a group that none of us want to be part of, but they had all lost a child that was between 18 and 22, and they were crying, you know, at the pieces that they saw, sorry. And so I thought this show really is doing something wonderful.
It does, it did. But the piece I made was a very obscure piece because I made it a very long time ago. And when you asked me about that painting, I was, yeah, I remember that painting. And it sat dormant for a really long time, and now it has new life. So,
Right.
yeah.
And I have two new wonderful friends from New York, and so so Daniel has a show for this full year at full floor, right, at the American Visionary Museum.
At the American Visionary Art Museum in Baltimore. I have the second floor. The show is the art of parenting, and art without a manual. And so the work is there until September 2019. It opens in October. It's a very strong show. I'm not the only artist in this, but curated by Rebecca Hofberger, the director, founder. And if you've never been to this museum, it's worth the trip to Baltimore to see it, just to experience it.
So just if you could, it's such a treasure to have you here. Just tell us about how your background, how this whole thing started. It's just a
How art began?
Yeah, how art began.
I've been drawing and painting since I'm a kid. You know, I was obsessed with drawing and painting, and that went into my teens, and was a graffiti artist, and just showing, never showing, just always producing work in books, and then one day someone saw my work and gave me a show, and it just mushroomed, and it just mushroomed and mushroomed, and this is where I am now. So it's an interesting journey. A lot of fun. My wife says we've been all around the world because of my art, and that's one of the reasons why we came here. It's an experience to come to Traverse City. It's a difficult place for us to come to Plains, you know, but we're interested in adventures and experiences, and this is what my art has provided us. So I'm grateful for that.
And we're
Sue, I got
yeah.
an interesting dilemma that's always intrigued me is, I'm not an artist, but for the artist, what do you keep and what do you give up? You know, when you create a piece of work.
I never give anything up. I like mistakes. I like the things that are throwaways. Those are the things that are treasures for me. So I keep them. They're there. I keep them aside, but I never do them over or paint over them. They remain.
It's wonderful to have questions. If we have a couple more, that would be wonderful.
What would you recommend to encourage the creative process?
If people want to do art, what do you suggest for a creative process? Is that what?
What would be?
How would you start a project to encourage?
Oh, as a career. I didn't choose this career.
The creative process.
Oh, how do we
Encourage the creative process.
She's coming up.
come up? Yeah.
Hi,
Hello.
thanks for being here.
Hi.
We're so curious. I'm curious to know, what would you say for people who want to be more creative, to encourage their creative process to come forward? How have you done that in your life?
You know, it's like I came here, took 2 planes to come here. I'm gonna get so many different ideas from Sue-Ann. Took me to where did I go?
Well, we tried to get into the Sleeping Bear Dunes, but it was closed.
These experiences. She took me to a dinner at an insane asylum. These types of things create the process.
Yeah.
It's,
And you're at it every day, you say. I mean,
yeah,
this is,
yeah, never miss a
Daniel
day.
has done 27 books, huge books of his life, journaling his books, and that this we hope someday to see in a museum. But it's you are at it every day.
I am, yeah, pretty much every day. The books every day. I might not be painting large pieces every day, but the books are a thing that I am committed to every day. Never missed a day. So, yeah.
Do you ever have an artist block, and how do you get out of it if
Sure.
you do?
Yeah. Your friend said something about stitching. She made a painting with stitching and starting in the middle, and just stitch and stitch and stitch. That's what happens sometimes. You don't know what to say. You don't know what to paint. You don't know what to draw. You go on automatic pilot and it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And you just stick with it. Stay with that.
Just keep going.
Just keep going. Yeah. It's like a boxer. I relate to boxers. Like a lot of my work, the imagery of boxers in my work. You have to come up and you have to fight it around. I see it that way. I see painting that way.
And how do you know when you broke out?
I don't know. It's interesting. It's like when to stop. When do I stop? When there's enough?
Is it done?
When is it done? My wife tells me. It's done. She's usually on top of that. But you just feel it. I can't explain it. It's a feeling you get. You just know it. It's like you know when you're scared. You know when you're done.
Yeah. Amen.
Well, we thank you beyond
Well, thank you for
words
having
for
me.
coming, and I was amazed when I found this generous person on the other end of the line, not having any idea, whether he would answer the phone with me or not, and I thought, we are this small but mighty gallery. And And he said, small but mighty, I like that. And it was a wonderful thing because any of you that have done this journey with me have known that, it's been a lot of years. And I really, there's a lady standing right there that I can kind of see through the crowd, Miss Margaret Emmerich. Come on up here just 1 second, please. And Miss Dia Danley, come up here too. So this gallery simply wouldn't be here without my right hand and my left hand and my buddy. Really, we just love working together. It's rare that you can have such a harmony, and we have worked really hard on this show together, and we're so proud of it. And then Miss Dia Danley comes and saves us with whenever we need her, and she's going to be shy and be back there. But thank you, Miss Dia. And then really, again, each one of you artists, I was kind of nervous. I mean, this was an unusual piece, right? I mean, that's not your everyday, homework assignment from two school teachers. But when Margaret loved it as much as I did, I just said, this really has something here. But we really didn't know. And I'm going to toss it out right now to Cynthia Marks, who she sent in the first piece. And it was like, okay, this is something. And then my friend Joyce sent in the book, The Art of Falling Apart Together. And then Miss Liz Paxson, when she brought that extinction piece in with all the dominoes of all the animals that are now extinct, with kind of about the planets coming undone at the moment. And I said, this has long legs. This for 6 weeks now. I hope you'll send friends and have them take their time with it. And but thank you, each of us, for supporting us, and thank each one of you artists who deeply dug deep in all you've done for us. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you.
And thank you to the church